Ladies and gentlemen, how's it going? Once again, I'm Nev from Nev's Tech, but it's otherwise known as your friendly neighborhood basement dweller. Don't worry, ma'am, I am from the internet. Today we're checking out Popular Mechanics, November 1984. Looks like back in the day, a lot more people were actually doing a lot more woodworking. We're not seeing so much of that these days, but we gotta get kids back into the trades. Artificial intelligence is going to take away almost anyone's ability to do any job that requires thinking in about 2 years, I believe. I'll check back and we'll see how it goes. But anyways, let's get into the good stuff. America's trucks, 4x4s. That's right, Bob. I'll tell you what, I would really like to mess around with one of those on some dune banks. Legit. Nothing's better than big trucks, ladies, and puppy dogs. You get those three things together, and kids usually come next, but there's nothing wrong with that. Oh geez, that's interesting. Can't wait to see what this is about. Any new military stuff is always interesting. And right here we have a electronic typewriter. I wonder if that's so electronic that it'll automatically downspace for you. People who are working on computers these days don't know how difficult it was to work a typewriter. You had to tell it when to go down to the next level, or you would keep typing off of the side of the page. When you expand, we expand. That's right. I remember there was a time when everybody loved the big vans, but after a certain amount of time, it seemed like it was creepy if you had something big like that. Maybe big families weren't something you saw every now and then. The only time I see a big van like that these days is either for construction or it is Mennonites going from one place to another. New Lucky cigarettes, very low in tar. Maybe it's just best if we just stop smoking, I think. Frickin' nobody advertises belts anymore, that's for sure. Oh geez, that'd really get my heart racing. If I was racing down any place that close to the road, I'd rather be in a sitting position than that prone position, that's for sure. Racing flat out. I had to wear my brown pants. Ralph, you should have bought the genuine track drive from Genie. Man, I've never actually had an automatic car opener door. Okay, so one time I actually got one of the remotes that you could use to open up a garage door, and I thought I'd use it to mess with people and open their garage, and I found out that's kind of illegal because that's kind of a way you get into people's place. But I heard stories of my dad doing the same thing. Whoop, tilt. Going down a way with the garage door opener, opening the door, and people being like, whoa, what the heck is going on there? I seriously love Dodge Ram trucks because a lot of the roughest people that I have known have driven Dodges like this. Actually, maybe even this Dodge, about this color. Sun faded, but still working and still get you from one place to another. We managed to be 4 in the front, no problem. Here we got Joe Camel getting his bike and going out to the back 40 away from his wife so he could enjoy a cigarette in peace. Crime detector. I wonder how that thing could tell if someone was trying to lockpick your house. Like a smoke detector protects you from fire. Uniden Bearcat Scanner radio is a simple way to help protect your neighborhood from crime, because the crime wave hits, you'll know. Okay, so it's just a scanner. I've never actually seen any of these at yard sales or anything. Here's a super-powered Marlboro Man. I'm pretty sure it's generally always the same man. I wonder if he is a cowboy or if he just kind of shows up and gets a suntan, gets a cigarette in his face, and then away you go. One thing I'll always mention is that these Marlboro men don't actually look like cowboys because they don't look dirty at all, and they don't look like they would smell bad at all. All the cowboys I know, you don't give them shade for it, but they're definitely not very clean because they've been working with horses all day. They'd be sweaty as frick. Learn robotics, industrial controls, and build this robot. And get your friends off. I know why he has a smile on his face. The Radio Shack handheld scanner. Sometimes those are for scanning different... Oh, Tandy. I keep forgetting Tandy was from Radio Shack. Sometimes those things were for emergencies, and sometimes they were to listen to the police. Manage your home by remote control. From your TV. General Electric's Home Mind. About size of your video recorder. Sits atop of your TV and displays home control. Coffee. Okay, home minder. Holy frig, there's a YouTube video on it. That RF modulator looks like the one that came from the Nintendo. Wait a sec, that's not a remote control, is it? Did he make that? Alright, yeah, he did make that. He's just messing around with it, trying to show us how it worked, basically. He can control everything from the TV. Oh, wow. Yeah, well, alright. Alright. Vantage cigarettes. Taste the success. In your lungs. Well, that's interesting. Our water filter uses jugs with spigots to hold purified water and tap water. The size of the jugs depends on the refrigerator space. I would hate to see what happens when that tube broke and the amount of damage it could do, but this is popular mechanics. We're not going to think about that kind of stuff, right? Take your family beyond computers. Enter the fascinating world of the home robot. I think it's the same one that we were looking at before. Hero Jr. In the 80s, these robots were a really big deal. Alright, here's that military bot I was talking about. The Defender Advanced Research Project Agency. DARPA, I've heard of them before, has started tests with a new combat patrol robotics, the Prowler. Huh. That thing looks like it could get into some interesting situation and rip apart some enemies. Wow. Strong bot on the go. I'm not sure if I would trust having one of those in the house. I have a feeling it could do some damage. I've seen robots do their thing, and man, in Canada, you have to have guarding all over robots because they don't stop. They don't know when to stop, and if they crash, they can put a lot of force behind a push. This is interesting. Robot take the heat. Robot removes a metal cylinder from a 20,000 degree Freedom Units furnace and automated engine plant. Automated. Buh, did I really just say that? Man, I gotta get back to English class. Now, I worked in an automated car manufacturing facility, and they didn't have that kind of technology until way later on. I mean, like the last 5 years, at least regularly. Come up to cool. I wonder if they still make these cigarettes. I have a feeling that if you were wearing that helmet, your hair wouldn't look that good when you were done. I really want to get in front of one of these giant systems that they would have at Mr. Goodwrench. They have it there and they make it look all computery and futuristic, but it might not actually do a whole lot. But I don't care. I want to know. I want to know everything about it. And that's what it means to be a hacker. You just want information on systems. I don't think anyone would be comfortable with this picture in this day and age. But in the 80s, things were different. These days, they probably call this a big fire hazard. In the 80s, things were different. Good car, good lady, good roller skates. Now, where's the puppy dog? You gotta have the puppy dog. Maybe it's just me, but I've never been a really big fan of the idea that the clothes you wear, the car you drive, or the cigarettes you smoke make you who you are. I mean, to me, it should be more like what you do makes you who you are. I know some filthy farmers that smell like piss that have the hearts of gold, and I don't have the heart to tell them to change because they make more money and they're legitimately better people than me. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but these days, Wolverine, aren't those kind of like a cheaper boot? I could be wrong. Forgive me if I'm wrong. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. Rebuilding the national treasure. I remember that Black & Decker made a big deal out of that. They donated a lot of the hardware to make it, and I wonder if it made it to the end of the manufacturing process. Oh, check it out. We get to see what she's like under this dress. Legitimately, though, I got way too much respect in Lady Liberty to look under there. Beautiful retrofuturism vision here of another mule to get something into orbit. They had all kinds of different ideas of how they do stuff like this. The amazing new typewriters. Okay, if this cuts out, it's because I'm running out of memory, but we'll give her. The daisy wheel, I love that. I love it, I love it. I've had to take some of these apart before. Oh my goodness, the type that actually gives you an LED display. The Canon AccuVision. I'm pretty sure that this is one of those units that you could use this, you could carry this over your shoulder, and that thing was about maybe 3 to 10 pounds. And I say that's a lot because if you're carrying that around all day, if you got a 10 pound, if you got a 5-pound laptop, I swear it's as if every hour you have that, it gains an extra pound. Kind of like getting married. It feels one way when you get it, and then once you've been with it for a while, it feels like 50 pounds heavier. Anyways, popular mechanics. November 1984. That's it for me, Nev from Nev's Tech. But take care of each other, will you? Seriously, we may be all that we've got.